Why do men take so long to shit? I am pretty sure it has something to do with the prostate, which women don't have exactly, and an uncomfortable feeling that men need to wait to go away before standing up. Lots of replies will be saying it's a man's time to think, etc., but really I think it's just that men's bodies work differently to women. I used to think this as my dad and my uncles would take at least 30 minutes in the bathroom. Then I met my husband who gets in and done. He tells me why would he want to sit in his own stink. I guess it depends on the guy. Guy at work goes to the bathroom 2x a day, minimum 10 minutes every time. He realized 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year, add up to 43.3 hours sitting on the toilet getting paid. Most days he's just in there to not have to work. For me it's that for some reason I often enter an existential state where my mind is elevated. To an onlooker, it would seem like I'm staring into the void. But in my mind I'm contemplating my place in the universe. That someday I will die, and my matter, energy will spread over the earth, and eventually, the universe. Then I wipe and consider taking a shower, hovering in indecision for a while. Then I take a shower and crash on the couch, tired from thought. It's a whole thing. To get away from wife and kids. It's quiet. Go in, shut the door, sit down, no distractions. They don't eat enough salad. You don't have to talk to somebody. Sometimes it's nice with a break, okay? Privacy, plus the acoustics, are great in there. You talking about straight men, I would imagine gay men wouldn't take long at all. I'm replying to this while on the toilet, so there you go. Hit the throne for 5 to 10 minutes? I'd love to. It's good downtime. That's my me time. To get away from you. Because I want to go on my phone. It's a good place to hide when I'm at work. But at home I don't take that long usually. Weird, I have the opposite experience. Clash of Clans, usually. I'm thinking it's got to be evolutionary. Women have things to do. It's quiet in there, and I'll be honest, I need that. It's more likely they just finish in a minute and like a bit of peace and quiet in privacy. You're using the number one reason as a place to ask the question. Me, on the toilet for 20 minutes now, reading this post. We're just enjoying time away from you. Scrolling through Reddit. I'm on the toilet right now. 15 minutes and counting. Hiding from women in there. Because we're reading this post. For me, it was always because getting fully clean was so difficult. It took me forever to get clean enough that I wasn't itchy after. I bought a cheap bidet attachment and it went from 15 minutes minimum to like 2 to 3 minutes maximum. Also, it's quiet in there and a nice place to just sit in silence for a few. Also, it sometimes is the only place in a busy house that offers enough privacy to rub one out. Not sure what you mean by that. I've always seen women take 2x as long as men do in the bathroom. And I'm not even talking about getting ready in the morning. Because I start to scroll Reddit and then the next thing I know, it's been 30 minutes. Mostly because it's quiet in here. Stop trying to ruin it. I like to chill, man. So we aren't nagged. This is the one question you aren't allowed to ask rolling on the floor laughing. Reddit, duh. I take much longer than anyone else I know. I'm a woman. I just like sitting there. That's when I'm at my parents', because I don't have to reply to anything when I'm in the loo. In my own apartment I don't take more time than needed. I just be on my phone until my legs die. It's because you talk too much / are annoying and he can get some quiet time in there. He might be reading Reddit even. I'm a wife who takes twice as long as her husband, multiple times a day versus his once. For me, the act of wiping is comparable to trying to get every last bit of a permanent marker off a dry erase board. If I'm at home it's because I'm hanging out with my cat. If I'm at work it's because I don't want to be at work. If it's anywhere else, it's because I'm on the phone scrolling Reddit and lost track of time. We're hiding mostly. In the morning when I usually go, that's when I wake up, reflect on things, and hype myself up for the day. It's the only time when noon wants anything from me and I can lock myself in a room without having to justify myself. It is 100% just me time in there. We don't always, sometimes we like to just have some peace and quiet. The toilet is the only place we can find privacy, and we use our own chemical warfare to protect it. It's the only place my girlfriend doesn't come in to bother me. I think it's the one place where nothing is expected of you. Everyone leaves me alone for a bit. It's a sacred spot of solitude. Sometimes it's the only moment of peace we have the entire day. Because we are hiding. Because men aren't used to sitting down, I guess, whereas women do it multiple times a day. We enjoy the peace and quiet. Super secret guy stuff. Takes me less than 5 minutes. I get in, out, and on with life. Peace. We really don't, it's the only way we can keep away from the women and get alone time. Most of the time we are just sitting there thinking about elephants and jelly. 'Cause I can grab the tap handle and pretend I'm driving a locomotive. Time to read the comment section while sitting in the toilet for an hour. Short answer, phone. This question made me stand up from a long Reddit scroll. So we can do our special spells what no female should know about. If I can still feel my legs, it hasn't been long enough. Maybe one of the reasons hemorrhoids are so common in men. I can't remember where I read it, but the motto I subscribe to is, if you have to bring something to read, you didn't wait long enough. Because that's the one place we get left alone. Because the second we leave, she will find us a job to do. Sounds a lot like people need more fiber in their diets. For me, I take as much time as possible, 5 kids and a wife. It's the only time I get to myself. Just a small amount of quiet and rest. It's one of the few moments during the day where I don't have to do something for somebody else. Some people actually vent out themselves in the bathroom. That's the only place where a person can be weak. The society thinks that crying is weak. So people just cry in the bathroom and come out like nothing ever happened. R/pointless legendered. Because those 4 walls are tranquil and quiet and no one can bother us in there. Greasy meaty diets can account for soft, heavy stool that takes forever. 3 words: peace and quiet. BC Clash Royale overtime games are intense. Common factor is you're on the other side. Blood. At my boyfriend. Just more proof I'm a man. Amber Heard doesn't even go to the bathroom, she leads the list of shortest time in the bathroom by women. I literally ask my husband this every day. Faced with tears of joy, it's something I really can't comprehend. My only conclusion is that he enjoys his peace and quiet in the bathroom sometimes and he's pretending to be. Squinting face with tongue, I don't know. They're reading r/tuafreitos comments. I'm a guy and I've wondered this my entire adult life. I check my finances, browse the web and YouTube. Do not answer this question. Keep it sacred. It's literally the only peace we get from y'all. 'Cause it's the only place Noon asks me to do anything. Quiet time. So we can have some peace and quiet for a few minutes without your nagging. It's one of the only places we get to have quiet time, with no interruptions. It's the only peace we get. Hiding from wives. It's the only time of day we can get some freedom from women. It's our alone time. Epiphany and creation time. It's nice to take some time to myself and relax. Maybe read the news on my phone. It's possible that this is only way to take a break from you, tongue sticking out, but seriously, in my case, I often read on the toilet, and when I read something good, I can sometimes sit until my legs give up. Seriously. Once I got so invested in the story that I ended up with cold legs due to a lack of blood circulation due to a bad position. And when I wanted to stand up, I felt like someone was stabbing me with needles. It's the only time we get a few minutes to ourselves. 'Cause it's our time to get away from everybody. It's 90% just playing on the phone in peace. Not sure, shrug, takes phone out. Sometimes to the only place you are not at. Man here. It's because none of us have ever had a single drink of water in our lives. Best time of the day to relax and browse the internet. Peace sanctuary. It gives some of us a little peace. It's called me time, lol. Cell phones. Well, kids, I know it's gonna be hard to believe, but back in the late 1900s they used to sell books just for when you went to the bathroom. Fun facts, word searches, joke books, cause we didn't have cell phones to look at, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Because men are nasty enough to sit over their own dada and read stuff on their phone for an extended period of time. Well, as a dad and husband, it is a welcome and quiet respite from life. Besides, I'm almost on the next high score of Sonic. I'm literally reading this thread as I take a dump. I honestly take so long to get away from my girl for a while. Just to be at peace for a bit. Same reason they go and hang in the yard or around the car in the garage. To get away from us. LOL. It seems to be the only place we're left alone without interruption, and no one usually asks you to do something while you're on the toilet. For me, it's one of the other places where it becomes truly quiet. I start thinking about a lot of things and even planning. LOL. Dad here. It's one of the few precious moments of peace I get. I'll drag it out until someone starts suggesting I visit the doctor. I think the real question is, why do women just get it done? Missed opportunity, not utilizing the time. Men go to the toilet too early, girls wait until it's ready. Peace and quiet. It's one of the few places in the house and few times no one is gonna bother you. Unless you're with my wife. She will literally sit on the edge of the bathtub across from me and start carrying on a conversation. It's our quiet time, leave us alone. Toilet time is the last bastion of American freedom. Eric Cartman. Do not question what happens in the Fortress of Solitude, for we are all Superman. Cut us some slack, we're scrolling Reddit. Women do the same. It's just a personality and how their body functions. BC of that life. Reading this while on the toilet should have already been done. Phone. Personally, I think men hate listening to their so talk, and so hiding in the toilet gives them time to shut down their brain and watch sports videos undisturbed. The worst thing you can do to a man is disturb him, and whomever they date loves to exert control through interruptions. Most of the time we use that time to get away from it all. It's precious me time. Yeah, I haven't met a woman that is in and out. They take a lot longer than I do. Now I just curl up outside the door and wait. I like to get lost in the Reddit scroll. No wife, no kids, just me and my OVE. We want to get away for some solo time. It's the only time we get any peace. It is our alone time. We contemplate everything in our life. This is literally 90% of the reason. The other 10% is reading the back of every possible thing in the bathroom and our phone. How do women go so quickly? Reddit. I wipe until there's no more brown, even if I really dig. Most dudes don't eat a lot of fiber or veggies. We read on our phones. Gotta catch up on the day. We're just avoiding you and enjoying the silence. I think some people go really quick and awesome people go really slow. That's just how their body works. It isn't a man/woman thing. I can go in 10 seconds, have it all out. Then just clean up for 1 minute or 2. Then there are others that I guess their digestive system works really slow. Because it gives them more time to get away from you. Because we're sitting and reading Reddit posts, just like this one. It's the one time they get to have some peace and quiet from nagging. Most of the reasons here have devolved into wife bad. I must have a feminine colon cause I'm a guy and in and out in 2 minutes. WIM I take 3 minute max. Because I was hiding your mobile phone and my previous victim's tooth and souvenirs in the ceiling. Because it's our only step away from reality, and we're not that intelligent. You see, if we go into the bathroom and have our phones, it's like we are free to do whatever. That's why we stay in there so long. Minds wander. To back at women for how long they spend in the bathroom getting ready. It's the one time when we can get a break and we can just be left alone. No random questions, no interactions, nothing to do but just sit and relax. The toilet is the only respite a man can get from women's incessant needs and demands. They don't have enough fiber in their diet. Mostly because it's the one time my wife isn't trying to tell me what to do. Jacking off. Duh. Personally, my log comes out fast. I wipe and flush, then sit back down for a few minutes. Small ball or two come out. Wipe. And wash hands, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I feel like a lot of people in these comments have hemorrhoids lol. It's the only place women don't interrupt our thoughts. Face with tears of joy. It's the only place that men can get away from women in peace. Where did this myth come from? It's all over the internet now, but in my experience there's no truth to it. Gender has nothing to do with how long it takes someone to go to the bathroom. Because women are doing it wrong. We're not telling them how to do it right, because that would be mansplaining. It's the only time during the day I get some peace and fucking quiet. No nagging, no sprog goblins, just peace. Could just be a good chance to get away from you for a bit. It's because we have to wait so long on our woman it builds up and backs up our system. It takes a while to get it all moving again. Jesus, leave us alone. We 100% on our phone. Guys eat a lot, guys don't eat the healthiest diets, no one bothers us in there. We stare at our phones for half an hour, for some reason a lot of guys eat garbage and seem to always be constipated. Because of this threads like this. Hair. Every guy I've ever known sounds like you're the constant in these situations. I think if girls don't get it done right away they get a UTI. Alone time. Plain and simple. Our friends, family, girlfriends, wives, whoever, wear us down. A long pensive potty break gives us a chance to partake in the things we most desire. To be left alone. Because women get upset if we pump and dump. There's no pleasing you. To avoid being nagged. A break from the nagging. As a trans person who has been in both bathrooms before, I can confirm guys seem to generally be more constipated, and I'm honestly not sure why lol. Maybe same reason why girls take forever in shower, so it's vice versa for men. Stop wasting energy thinking about the amount of time someone spends in the bathroom. It's because it's one of the very few times women aren't nagging at us, so we take out time and cherish the moment. Because we are trying to get a break from you. Because that's basically the only quiet time I get lol. And it's not a race man shrugging light skin tone, not like I'm wasting water doing it or anything haha. I've spent a good 15 minutes on the toilet so far. In this time I have scrolled through Reddit. I will continue to scroll through Reddit for the next 15 minutes. Peace. It's the tabernacle, the holy of holies, where it is forbidden to bother me. Superman has his fortress of solitude, men have the toilet. As a kid I used to imagine the night chess piece and try to figure out how to get from one end of the tiled bathroom floor to the other. This is obviously pre-cell phone days. To have a feeling of satisfaction is no easy job, tongue sticking out. It's the one place people don't bother us. Because we're bigger and eat more. If you're asking why I'm taking one now, it's because I have the runs. If you're asking in general, then it's because I usually just stay on Reddit or YouTube. Memes, and this post. The only place in my home where I get peace for 10 to 40 minutes. There are a lot of words on the back of air freshener bottles. It's one of the only places where I'm left alone and no one asks me for anything. IBS, personally. They just want to be alone for a little while. Only time we get some peace. Well, I only go once a day, in the morning, and I have to deglog from the last 24 hours. Because it's the only place we can get some peace and quiet. Just relaxing and getting lost in thought, really. It's quiet and relaxing in the bathroom and we don't get disturbed. The bathroom is the only place I get peace and quiet at social events, so I spend some extra time in there by myself when I can get it. Pretty sure it's the lack of vegetables. R&R. It's my only alone time. See my last cement. It is where I hide from the realities on my wife, children, and life in general. While I sit on the ivory throne, I become in my mind a king of Reddit and Twitter, free to troll and meme the world with my witty intelligence. I have IBS. I spend hours in the kitchen. WIM, we just get it done? I'm in there for 40 minutes, sometimes scrolling through Reddit or watching TikToks. To get away from you for some peace and quiet for 10 minutes. I feel like you've answered your own question. They probably have undiagnosed gut issues. OMG, of my guy friends told me it's BC, it feels good. Is no one gonna admit, or is it just me? I'm on the toilet as I read this thread. 10 more minutes, honey. Time away from your judgment and nagging. 'Cause we need a breather. LOL, not only men. Me and my sisters, when we sit on the toilet, we stay there for about 20-30 minutes seeing memes, texting and scrolling social media. I started to read books while I'm there, it takes less time. Alone time. It's our only place to truly let it all go. Pun kind of / not kind of intended. We enjoy ourselves. You're not in the bathroom. I take less than 2 minutes to sheet.